Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry I'm about 2 minutes late, but this is Late Night Gun Chat, and welcome to Late Night Gun Chat with your host, me, Chuck, Alaskan Ballistics. Hope you're doing well, and make sure you put a question in the chat. That's all we do is, basically answer your questions. So I hope you are doing well. Put where you're from. I'll shout out the chat in just a few minutes and start answering questions in just a few minutes. Don't forget to check out the links below, and don't forget to check out, the affiliate links, our MeWe page for all the good stuff, and also our Arms Directory page and our new Twitter page. So we got a new Twitter/X page. So make sure you check that out. I hope everybody is doing well. So anyway, make sure you put a comment in the chat so we can shout you out and kind of see who's in the chat and we can say hi and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you do that. I appreciate it. And we will get to talking about guns. Put your question. All we do on this chat is answer your questions about guns. So hopefully you've got some questions about guns. If you don't have a question, make up a question and put it in here. And this is all viewer led. So it kind of is what it is. All right. All right. So we're going to add Reloading Weatherby here if he's getting set up or walking along. What's up? How you doing?
I'm just doing some yard work.
Oh, yeah. It looks like you're a little busy. There. Yeah, I see you. All right.
Cleaning out a trash can that had an elk head in it. It was stinky.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Is that his subtle way of saying he got an elk this year and he's rubbing it in? So what do you
Well,
think?
it was a rookie mistake. I didn't throw away the elk head soon enough because my kids
All right.
wanted to mount it and all that. And then turns out that a week of a rotting elk head is not a delight.
No, I'd imagine not. So kind of is what
So
it is. All right. While you're doing that, I am going to kind of shout out the chat here. We got some people in here. And so Justin McPerriman is here. Joel McKinney's here. Joel, I'll come back and get to your question in a minute. That's a great question, but he's here. Hunter Kirk is here from North Idaho. Dan O'Neill is here. Yep. Hi, Keith from Georgia. What part of Georgia, Keith? Have we talked about this before? I'm from Georgia, so originally. I mean, obviously, I live in Alaska now, but so that's that. Hopeful Ballistics, great channel. Go check him out. He also loves the Lord's Caliber 6.5 by 284 Norma. So go check him out. Jason.
you should get them in on here. Send them an invite.
Yeah. Hopeful Ballistics. Send me an email. I'll send you the link. AlaskanBallistics@gmail. All right. So anyway, what's up, John Crump?
I have his email. Do you want me to just forward it to you?
Yeah. You can just forward it to him. Yeah, just forward him the link if you want to. Anyway, if y'all haven't checked out John Crump News, go subscribe to John Crump. He's the guy who often gives Jared Guns from Gadget and Langley Outdoors and Arm Scholar the information they need to run their channels. So he's really behind the two-way movement and has his own channel and does a lot of the investigative journalism work for the Second Amendment news that you hear on other big channels. So make sure you go check out John Crump News if you haven't checked him out. What are you doing with your life? All right, you need to rethink your decisions. All right, so anyway, what's up, David Webb? Dark here. Yeah, it's getting dark here. What's up, Maryland? Gorilla HD. Hadn't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. All right, what's up, Anthony Fairbanks? Alberton, Georgia. Okay, we're back where the Georgia Guidestones were, right? Yeah, I've driven through there. So, hey, what's up, Doghouse? Up, brother? How you doing, brother? So, all right. First question. Reloading Weatherby. I'm going to mute you if I can while you're walking around, and then just unmute yourself when you do. I don't think I can mute you. You might have to mute yourself. All right. First question here. We got, what is better for armor plates, AR 500 or level 4? It depends on what you want it to do. If you're planning on being in a really bad, sticky situation for a long time, I might go AR 500 and I might, then tape or glue or something, level 3A topper on top of it to catch the fragments. Because AR 500 is going to be way more durable to multiple hits, like multiple hits in the same area, especially. I shot a very thin AR 500 plate the other day that you'll see this week in this upcoming video this week. It's a pretty thin plate, and it took 18 hits in the same area with 5.56 with a mixture of M193 and M855. And before that, it had taken a 270 and a 6.5 Creedmoor in the same spot, and a 308 in a nearby spot. So it'd taken a lot of hits before that. Level 4 is not going to take that many hits. If you're just worried about it stopping one round and you're moving and scooting, booging, go level 4. Yeah, like level 4 is going to be lighter. If you pay for the lighter weight stuff, level 4 is going to stop. I mean, I've shown it on my channel. Level 4 stopping 300 Winchester Magnum with a 130 grain M8 80A1 bullet. I guess we lost Reloading Weatherby there. So, but yeah, definitely I would check that out, and I would say, hey, level 4 is the way to go. Even the cheapest Chinese-made level 4 is stopping 300 Winchester Magnum with a semi-armor piercing bullet like the M80A1 ball 130 grain bullet. So, just so you know, oh, that's how you do it. Unmute his mic. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry, I'm acting like I'm new to this all of a sudden. All right, so yeah, that's that question. You shot armor plating once, didn't you? Reloading Weatherby.
AR 500.
Yeah. What else did it stop? What did it stop anything? I mean,
Yeah, it stopped 6.5 Creedmoor, a slow 243. It did not stop 5.56.
oh wow.
Yeah.
What gun and barrel length were you using?
There's a 22 inches of bolt action.
Okay.
So maybe I've noticed anything that's going over 3,000 feet per second, it won't stop.
What brand? Do you remember what brand?
Mm-mm.
Because there's so many AR 500 brands out there. Because I've shot AR 5.56 at certain AR 15 plates, and then it just stopped them cold, and it did mag dump after mag dump.
Huh.
On a 20-inch barrel gun. So I've seen it do that before. So it's just kind of nice to kind of talk about what it goes through. Like that Caddy armor was the brand, the CATI, and that stuff stopped everything I threw at it. I didn't have a 300 Winchester Magnum at the time. It stopped everything I threw at it, and it didn't. It stopped a 7mm Magnum with a 120 grain bullet going like 35-70. All right, just that Caddy armor, and I think it's actually AR 600 rated steel. That's the difference. And that Caddy armor was not light, but it was, and the only thing it didn't stop was 4 out of the 5 rounds of 22-250. That's the only thing I got to go through it. Would I think M80A1 ball from a 300 Win Mag go through it? Absolutely. Might even do it from a 308 30-06 because of the bullet construction, but if you got it going fast enough. So anyway, Jason's here. He's in Barrow, so that's good. All right. Do you think a 165 grain bullet for a 7mm 08 would be stable? This is a great question. So what do y'all think? What do you
Yes.
think? Yeah, I think it would be. I mean, it's all depending on that bullet shape and that rifling in that barrel and and even depends a little bit on how far the bullet is from the lands, so it's not shaking too much before it goes into the lands of the rifling. All that helps with stability and then barrel and accuracy and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, in general, yes. But I mean, if you're doing something like an Accubon long range in 168 grain, probably not, because it's a really long bullet, or 162 grain or whatever. The I know they
The
do
168.
It's 168, and I know they do a 175 as well, or 178 in that.
175 requires a 1 in 9 twist.
Correct. Yeah. So if you've got a 1 in 9 twist barrel, yeah. If you've got a 1 in 10 twist barrel, maybe. Probably not. I thought they were 1 in 9.5 for 7mm. A lot of them.
I think they are.
Yeah. So, yeah, just depends. Whatever it is better than a 270 Winchester. All right. There's my little jab at Juke right now. David, what's up from Tennessee? Yes, we have actually same area, Clayton County. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's hard to remember everybody. All right. How long is the growing season there? I started picking my garden just a few weeks ago. I picked it all. So, um, and I would say we had a shorter growing season than normal. Normally we could start in mid-May, and we had to wait till late May, early June to really plant this year because there's so much snow on the ground and it stayed cold at night. It was fine during the day, but it stayed cold at night where it killed our zucchini plants. Like we didn't get hardly any zucchini last year. All we could grow was zucchini. Nothing else grew. This year we couldn't grow any zucchini at all because it got too cold at night. So we got like 3 little zucchinis and 1 big zucchini. Last year we were just taking like zucchinis this big that looked like a Tyrannosaurus Rex pecker or something. It's just those big. And all right. And sorry for the rude analogy there, but and yeah. And then like this year, like we couldn't grow them at all. So yeah, we got at least like 8 or 9 of them that big last year, and this year we couldn't hardly grow them at all. So all right. Good going off to Ossabaw Island this week, going to find a few hogs near Ossabaw Island. Okay, cool. That ought to be a nice little place. All right, it's an island off the Georgia coast. Yep. All right, Trigger Bar philosophers rubbing in your college football on Saturday. The Cougs had a major fail Saturday reloading.
Don't
So
remind me. The Vols aren't very good either, are they?
we beat Texas A&M last week. So
did you?
Yeah,
Good.
we did. It was a close game. We're actually pretty good except for our quarterback position. He just is not accurate with his throws, and he can throw it a million miles and a million miles an hour, but he can't touch it where he needs to. So it's hard. So he's probably got the strongest arm in college football, but between the years. All right. He's a good kid, but just is what it is. 556 is scooting. It can be, yeah. Evening, everyone. I hope all is well. What are your thoughts on the 411 legend? Have you seen any of Turkey's opinion videos on it? I have not seen any opinion videos on it. I basically have read up on one article on it. I think it's pretty cool. I would love to own one, especially if a company wants to send me an upper. I would love to own one. But like I hadn't done a lot yet. But so anyway, 400 legend, 10 millimeter bullets. I mean, I got plenty of those laying around. Hard cast and extreme defenders would be all I do. Look at this. We have the arm of Pat Millman, a genius right there. So
yeah. So my normal tripod and everything is all weird because I'm trying to change the studio around. So hopefully the audio is okay. I just couldn't mount this thing to anything.
Yeah. In my headphones, y'all are a little loud. Both of you are, but it should be pretty good. Have you met Reloading Weatherby before?
I don't know. Were we on a live once upon a time?
Maybe.
Long time ago?
Maybe.
So, man, Pat, it was finally good to meet you in person the other day.
Yeah, it was good to meet you too, man.
Yeah, it's been a long time, like chatting and chatting and chatting. 2 good old country boys from our opposite ends of the continent,
Oh yeah, yeah. Different time zones by what, 4 hours or something?
Yeah, I'm glad you can make it. I tried to get on early just so people like you can make it. So, but
well,
anyway,
I was going to shoot for the 9:45, and that's why it was such a surprise when I saw you were going on. And that's I'm a little further away with my camera because I didn't have my little tripod for this other clamp.
All right, you're all good, dude. We're just like always, we're just asking, answering the viewers' questions and kind of do what you want to do. So, Austin had a pretty cool little funny intro today. I hadn't seen the whole video yet, but he had a cool funny intro. Yeah, you gotta give him some comedy there. So, Austin, you want to talk about your video?
So last week I made a top 5 man bun cartridge list. Kind of made fun of some of the hip guys that are getting into shooting that love their 6.5 Creedmoors. And then I had to make it fair, so I made a top 5 FUD cartridge list, making fun of the guys that love their 270s and 30-06s.
Did you make fun of 30-30? Because Pat will feel left out if you didn't. Okay.
I definitely included the 30-30.
Well, I'm glad you did.
I wouldn't want you to be left out, Pat.
Well, see, the animals that I kill with 30-30 wouldn't be laughing because, they're in the freezer.
Yeah. Spoken like a true FUD, right? Reloaded.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I gotcha. I'm going to take the walker you saw on the struggle set. Okay. I don't know what he's talking about now. We were just talking about 400 Legend when you got on here, Pat. Have you got any experience with it?
I've got 0 drive to even try it.
Yeah. I just like I like the idea that 10mm bullets can fit in it. And while like XTPs and gold dots and stuff are going to get way too much velocity to function properly, what would be cool is like the extreme defenders and the extreme penetrators and the hard casts and the mono metals and stuff like that. That Buffalo Bore 190 grain mono metal is just not going that fast in 10mm. But you put that same bullet in a 400 Legend, now you're getting like 2100 feet per second with it. That's for a 180 grain bullet. That makes a nice little AR cartridge for bear defense. Like it'd be, for me, it's a niche cartridge, but for me as a 10mm guy in Alaska, I could buy all of one projectile. You know what I mean? And then I could just load up the different casings. And so if I wanted to have a bunch of stuff stocked away for preppers and stuff, like the 400 Legend for me, in my little niche of I need a bear defense rifle that can also shoot like a semi-auto and you know be a SHTF rifle. I think it feels a nice little niche there for the hand loader who lives where he needs a 10mm. Like other than that, and the straight wall cartridge places as well. Other than that, I don't know. So
yeah, no. When it comes to straight wall, I've had plenty of time with the 450 Bushmaster. So when the next straight wall comes out, it's like whatever. Recently the 360 Buckhammer came out, and it's so funny that they list it as the 30-30 for a parent cartridge when the parent cartridge for 30-30 is 3855. They're just trying to be relatable and not date that parent cartridge back to way back in the day. Even though 30-30 is what 120 something years old. But like I said, 3855 is the parent cartridge for 30-30, but they're just doing that. It's all, to me, there are a few states where it's good, but I'm just not behind it.
Yeah, I agree.
But 450 Bushmaster, I've enjoyed it. I've got plenty of accuracy out of it. And I know if you just punch velocity and bullet weight into a ballistic calculator, it's all going to give you the same numbers. It's going to be similar to 4570, but for some reason, 450 Bushmaster is just harder on hardware. When it hits the steel targets downrange, it breaks more chains, it breaks more bolts. It's weird.
Interesting. It's probably because you're hitting so accurately on those bolts when you're trying to hit them. Right?
Yeah. I'm aiming at the bolt, but no, I can pull nice groups on the steel, and it's just something about the impact downrange. I don't know if it's bullet construction that expends the energy just a little bit too big or too well.
All right, Dusty Bowhunter wants to know: is there any black bear in Alaska? They're beginning to be a problem around here. Yeah, there's a lot of there's more black bear than there are people in Alaska. Maybe. Anyway, that sounds good. Anyway, I don't know if that's true or not, but technically it sounds good, right? Sounds good to me, right? But yeah, it kind of is what it is. But there's definitely black bear in Georgia. All right, here's a good question that's good for both y'all. You're both reloaders. IMR 4064 or Varget best in 308. I'm gonna go ahead and say so far TAC powder from Ramshot is best in 308 with all the compressed charges from the Barnes manual. That stuff was going 3150 130 grain Barnes in my 18-inch barrel. 3150. It was going. It didn't lose that much. It was going like 3215 in a 22-inch barrel. So I didn't really even lose that much. I need to test it in a 24-inch barrel bolt action. I just don't have one right now. Yeah. What do y'all think?
Well, those two powders in that cartridge, my opinion, would just be a wash because I'd just be making an uneducated statement.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a little bit of experience with Varget and 308, and it was very good. But I've also know that 4064 is an amazing 308 powder as well.
Yeah, my dad loaded up all of his deer rounds with 4064, and I shot my first deer loaded with rounds loaded with 4064 when I
Yeah.
was like 13. So, yeah, it's great.
Varget is one of the most temp stable powders, so you got that going for it.
Yeah, it's not always the highest velocity though, depending on your cartridge. It's not always the lowest. It's not always really low, but it's not always the highest velocity. So if you're looking for velocity, I'd say go TAC or even BLC2. BLC2 is usually pretty accurate too. But that's going to be a compressed charge from the Barnes manual. I don't have it memorized, but I memorized that part of it. So, all right. Oh, Colt Walker, your RSO from the shoot. Okay, cool. It's good to see you, man. It's one of the range safety officers down there. Sorry, struggle stick my recurve. Ah, gotcha. Now I know who you're talking about, I think. All right.
So he was a RSO down there.
Apparently, yeah.
Was he one of the RSOs? I'll let shoot my 500.
Doghouse, were you? Can't wait till Sunday morning after deer rifle season opener. There you go. Martin Horst, I'm with you. 400 in an AR is pretty cool. Stupid ballistics within 200 yards. Load any 40 caliber bullet you want. Check out Turkey's opinion. A dozen videos of gel test, velocity tests. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. So get that on there. Anthony Fairbanks, I got 3 tags. Gonna use my 7mm 8, my 243, and my 270. There you go. And for what animals, Anthony? What animals you got tags for? So I'd like to get a 375 Win and a lever gun. Pat, you're the lever gun specialist.
Yeah, Winchester made the 94 and that 375 Win there for a little while. I've seen one and I really like it. They actually it seems to have just a bit of a heavier profile barrel, and I didn't get to shoot it because ammo was rarer than hen's teeth. But yeah, that would be a heavy hitter.
You got any experience reloading Weatherby with the 375 Win?
Nope.
All right. All right. Extreme Defender, Penetrator test, even muzzleloader projectiles. So it looks like he's got everything you could ever possibly want in a 400 with Smith & Wesson over on his channel, which is, he said, was Turkey's opinion. Cool. All right. Have any of you guys tried Hodgson Hybrid V100, and do you like it? Yes and no. I have tried it. It produced almost the most accurate group I've ever shot while living in Alaska. Like third most accurate group in my life. It was from the 6.5 284, and when I was shooting 140 grain SSTs that somebody sent me to test. I have not shot this on the channel yet. It was literally the most accurate group I was getting. I think I got 0.224 inches center hole to center hole. Like the distance between the holes was less than that. It was literally one ragged hole at 100 yards when I shot it. I just could not, I cannot in good conscience hunt something in Alaska with an SST bullet. I've seen them fragment too much. Not big, tough game. I've seen them fragment on deer. I wouldn't use them for anything more than coyotes myself. So that's one experience I had with it. I did not chronograph it. My 338 Winchester Magnum did not like it accuracy-wise, and did not chronograph well. It was going about 150 feet per second slower than it should have been. So I've heard that a lot in 338 Win Mag with that Hybrid V100. I've got 1.5 pounds of it left, so it's like, if there's a load you really want me to try, I'll try it, and I'll try to make a video in the next few months. But good luck with that. So
I have no experience with it.
yeah, Pat, I'm assuming you don't have any experience with it.
No, I don't. I'm waving to hello from Montana. I'm doing the.
Yeah, Red Hawk 44. I just gotta love it. I love this name of his channel. You can't beat that. Oh, is this Clayton? Clayton. That's one of our doghouse. Believe it was you. All right, yeah. Yeah, I was down there. Like, yeah, I don't think I did anything wrong where the RSOs would have to get on me. But yeah, but I was down there. All right. What's up, Justin Pearman? How you doing? Have bucks running does already here in Dublin, Georgia on trail cam. All right, man. Tell those bucks to go get them some. And that's why you take your does early during deer season. They'll have to search more to find does, and you'll see more bucks come out if you take your does early. So, all right, Gorilla HD, take care, and I'm sure you're already in bed. All right. I just pulled some old 22 to 50 rounds and found some Varget loads that had corroded in the case. Not sure why these 12 rounds did that. Used Varget in lots of things. Never seen that before. Interesting. I have not, that's interesting. Did the cases get moisture? That's the biggest thing. The cases got moisture. Anybody else seen anything similar?
No, I would be curious if the cases were already corroded before they were loaded or something.
Yeah.
You
There's
know,
always that. You can clean them and get the most of it off, but they were starting to corrode already. Yeah. Reloading Weatherby, Austin, you got anything? He's just shaking his head. JJ Griffin, yo, what up? Pierce going deer hunting Saturday night, Sunday morning in Los Padres National Forest. M1A, standard shooting Winchester Super X PowerPoint because it's all I got. That's not an AR or a handgun. Cool. That'll be a good one. From the 90s. What's up? What's up?
yeah, that's when freaking Budweiser and Bud Light had their advertising on point.
Yes. Back before these days, yeah. Yeah, that makes me so mad because I was gonna do Bud Light Presents Real Men of Genius. I had the karaoke jacket. I was writing the thing, Mr. Technical Lever Action Guy, and I was gonna write it about Pat here, and then I was gonna throw in a picture of Chook trying to be it. You're not those wannabes that live in Alaska, thinking they're actually a guide hunter. It's like, like you have weapons of war. If the war happened in 1870, shoot all the buffalo, it's just stuff like that. So,
Yep.
all right. Anyway, take care, JJ Griffin. Yeah, 4831 is a good powder. I've used both Hodgdon and IMR 4831, and they are different. So people don't use the same data with them. Out of a 270, 4831 is one of the best powders for 270. Both of them. Yeah, I agree with that. Now, if only 270 were a good caliber, it'd be great. So anyway, I kid. I know. I hate the cartridge, but if you like it, good for you. All right. All cases were next to find they may have been carried in the field hunting coyotes. That could have been it. Yeah. All right. Martin Horse has a question. All three of you, what would your one rifle be for wilderness? Whitetails or brownies, lever or bolt, what caliber? I'll let you go first, Pat.
All right, so wilderness, whitetail to brownies, lever or bolt. Well, first and foremost, I'll go ahead and say lever because a bolt is 4 actions to rechamber around, and a lever is just simply 2. Bolt is up, back, forward, and down. Lever gun is just forward, back. That's it. So now let's see here. One rifle for wilderness. Probably just straight up 4570. Is that ammo still? Yeah. there's a whole bunch of 4570 right there. Yeah.
I've actually killed a deer with 4570. It was the biggest buck of my life I've ever killed. So 35 yards with a H&R single shot. So from deer to brownies, people do it. Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Reloading Weatherby?
I love 4570. It was one of the first guns I ever got. It was a 4570. I was 14. Boy, did that thing rock me. But I'd probably pick a bolt action. It's what I'm used to. Although like a charging bear, I'd definitely want a lever gun, but I'd just pick it in 300 Weatherby. I know, surprising.
So the one you already have, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, for one rifle for wilderness whitetail to brownies, I'm gonna take my 308 Aero Precision semi-auto.
But it's lever or bolt.
Well, yeah, but it's my chat. I'm changing the rules. I'm just kidding. No, I would much rather have a semi-auto Aero Precision going one gun, and I would load it with the 130 grain Barnes, and I have that Barnes will still penetrate decently, so I've got 25 rounds if I run into the bear, and it's a good weight for a deer bullet. That 130 grain Barnes is still going 3150. That 3150 allows me to take caribou out to 400 or 500 pretty easily without worrying about the bullet not expanding, which Barnes can typically do if you don't have them fast enough. So yeah, is what it is. Oh, Ken, you need to send some of your bullets over to Pat. This is Ken. He runs ckbcastbullets.com. And I think he likes to say hi every week because I give him a good shout out every week. But he gave me some bullets. I've only done one video on the channel. I meant to start reloading the 44 Magnum a few weeks ago, and I haven't. I started reloading 308. I'm sorry, Ken. Don't crucify me too much. But you need to send some of your bullets over to Pat. So Ken, get in touch with me. I'll give you Pat's email and send some of your bullets over to him for testing because he does all sorts of lever gun testing and reloading and 44 mag and 357. He'd love to have some. So Ken's bullets are coated, and they're at a Brental harness of 21 or 22.
Yeah, no, the coated thing, powder coated. I'm big on powder coated because it runs through my suppressors cleanly. The old traditional Talo, it just makes a mess.
Yeah, and the thing about his bullets, I mean, if you shoot buffalo boar or underwood, underwood's coated too, but the underwood, they're like at a Brental harness of 17 or 18, maybe 16, I've heard. So his bullets actually penetrate better, even though they're lighter. So his 10 millimeter is a 180 grain, and it's going to penetrate better than a 220 grain underwood because it's just a harder bullet. It doesn't, that underwood starts to hit something hard and it'll mushroom out, like bone or something.
Yeah, so I'd imagine that even at 4570 velocities, it just wouldn't mushroom. You'd probably have to actually take those 4570, the 458 bullets, and put them in a 4590 to even try to get some mushrooming.
They'll mushroom a little bit if you hit a hard target like a shoulder bone or something. But yeah, through the rib cage, yeah, you're probably right. So Ken, get in touch with me on MeWe. I'll send you Pat's email. Send him some bullets because he's got way more subscribers than me now. Aren't you up to 100,000 or something now?
93 or 4, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah, and so send him one. He'll get you some exposure. And then I'll talk to you about something else too, Ken. So contact me on MeWe. It'll be tomorrow before I respond, but contact me on MeWe and let's get something together, Ken. So hopefully you're still watching. So, do you use primer sealant? No, but I should. So, no, but I should because I'm walking through swamps. Dropped my rifle in the river in the Sag River last year, and I found it. It sunk to the bottom. I was kicking up rocks along the bottom walking upstream in the current, and I found my rifle, and the ammo in it still worked. I really think more important than primer sealant is a good light but good solid crimp for wilderness bullets. But primer sealant is probably pretty good too. So, but it worked. So,
yeah, our last hunting season was a really damp whitetail season, and I didn't use any sealant. And I used the same 20 rounds to sight in, hunt pigs and deer and everything for the whole thing. So, 20 rounds carried around for 2 months with no sealant.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, reloading Weatherby? You're probably
no.
the
I've
biggest
never tried
reloader
it.
here. Yeah. Why don't you like 270? Well, I've done a whole video on this. I assume you go watch it. I did the video mostly to make fun of Chook. I've had 3 270s. Every one of them, you had to hand load the bullets extremely long to the point where you couldn't fit them in the magazine in order to get any accuracy out of the gun. It's a Browning. I currently have a Tikka, and then I had a TC Compass as well. I don't like the fact that there's not a match grade chamber option for such a round. And there's not really for 30-06, but sometimes there is. But for 308, 65 PRC, 65 Creedmoor, you have a match grade chamber where you know that chamber is going to shoot, good with certain brands of match bullets at least, and other good brands of hunting bullets. So, kind of is what it is. Oh yeah, MeWe's still there. It's still working. It's up and kicking. So, kind of is what it is. All right. I also don't like it because I just think other calibers are better. 6.5 PRC, 7 PRC, 280 Ackley improved. I think there are better calibers out there that can shoot flatter. Even 30-06 with the 130 grain Barnes is going to be better. So, all right. Anybody else want to hate on the 270, guys?
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a newbie, but I'm not a newbie, but I have not shot 270, so it's just not anything that I've gone into.
Well, Pat, you're not missing anything. 270 is like 30-06 for women.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, Dusty Bowhunter. I'm just playing. Reloading
He's
weather.
totally being serious.
Actually, I kind of am, but yeah. No.
Yeah. It is what it is.
No.
But yeah, when it comes to talking about a caliber that I don't understand or something like that, it's better to just dismiss it as I'm uneducated. I don't want to sound like I'm the kid that went to go do the test and read the first chapter out in the hallway before the test going into school. This is so.
Is that what you did in high school? Are you confessing right now?
No. Actually, during high school, it was stupid. I'd sleep all week and wake up on Friday and pass the test.
Yeah.
My son is that way too.
Yeah. I was that way. I was like, I couldn't. The teachers couldn't believe it. Yeah. All right. We already answered this, Joel, at the beginning, but AR 500 for like SHTF with a good coating and then a topper, or level 4 for like cops or body armor, stuff like that. I have level 4. Pat, do you have an opinion? I think we might have been talking about this before you joined on.
Well, when it comes to AR 500, you're talking about the good coating and you're talking about the good topper. When it comes to a good plate carrier, you really want to make sure that plate carrier doesn't allow that spalling to come through, and then a good spalling coating. But then I've got some buddies that have had some real world actual kicking doors in and chasing down werewolves and stuff, so to speak. And AR 500 to them, you might as well call their mama a dirty word. So when it comes to listening to those guys, when they've seen actual people being hit wearing AR 500, I just take their word for it. So I would rather have, a good synthetic or polymer type armor rather than AR 500 at all.
Ceramic,
but if you're on a budget, it's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, when I talk to people that have seen actual bodies that have been hit with it and they've seen the spalling and what it does, and I'd rather listen to them.
Yeah. I would agree. Again, you have to have a good plate carrier, a good coating, and then you'd want to put a topper on it for a wrap on it for the spalling, and then you put it in a plate carrier. Like it's by the time you spend all that on it, you might as well have bought really good level 4 plates too. I mean, because the reason why you buy AR 500 armor is because it's cheap mostly, and because it works. But then once you pay to have it coating upgraded, like $50 on 60, $70 on AR500.com or whatever, and then you pay for a wrap. It's now you've got like $200 into each plate. Why didn't you just buy some Spartan armor Hercules, which is like the best one for the money for less than $600? You get two plates for less than $600. So, kind of is what it is. So, all right, we talked about that already. Yes, we know the military's adopting 6.8 by 51 NATO it is a 308 based cartridge. It is not 6.8 SBC2 like they should have done years ago. Insight Freedom, what's up? Sorry, yeah, it's okay. You're all good, dude. All right. 6.8 Western or 6.8 Blackout? 8. You mean 8.6 Blackout? All right. Yeah, it's called the .2770 Fury. Is there titanium armor? I don't know. Anybody
How
know?
many catalytic converters you going to have to steal to get that much?
Yeah,
No. That's platinum. I'm sorry. Never mind. I thought it was going to be funny.
I'm looking this up on Google right now.
Yeah, I know somebody that wears a titanium wedding ring because suddenly they just became allergic to everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Adept Armor, titanium level 3A, standalone up armorable hard plate. It's a 3A hard plate. Titanium's really strong, but isn't it more brittle? Like, isn't it like, I don't know. I could be talking out my butt there, but like, I don't know. Let's see. Is there titanium armor? Titanium armor plate. Okay, here it is. All right, let me show it here. I'm going to show my screen. I thought I could show my screen. I used to be able to. Share screen. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, let's do it here. All right, you guys can see this, I hope. Crafted. This is from Adept Armor. I know the King of Armor Destruction, Buffman Range Channel, does it a lot. Stronger than steel, tougher than ceramic. It is a level 3 RF2. Okay, so that means it's basically level 3 or 3 plus plates. Superior has never been decided. Steel armor is sometimes referred for superior toughness and multi-hit capability, yet ceramic armor is vastly superior performance to weight ratio and does not share steel body armor's vulnerability to high velocity threat, just as 5.56 by 45 and 193. All right. The new Manus titanium armor plate from Adept is body armor for those willing to accept no compromises. Created from a forged multi-curved thin titanium alloy plate. Bonded to a high-performance polyethylene backer, the Manus titanium armor plate offers toughness and multi-hit capability of steel body armor while exhibiting the weight and performance characteristics you expect from ceramic armor. At 5.45 pounds for full RF2 protection, Mantis is the apotheosis metal-faced body armor. Yep. Doesn't say anything about the splatter from titanium. Test shoot. 44 Magnum, 1400. That's shot number 1. 9mm solid copper, 1600 feet per second. Shot number 2. Shot number 3 is M193. Shot number 4 is 50 grain 22-250. They don't say what kind of 50 grain bullet. That's a smoke and load for 22-250. A 50 grain? Holy crap. Usually that's the speed of a 40 grain bullet.
That must be a typo.
Yeah. That or somebody's just upping the charge really a lot. All right. Let's see. M855 ball. That's number 5. And M80 ball. And it's number 6. It looks like maybe the bullets are penetrating through the titanium and getting caught in the backer and the back face. What do you guys think? Is that what's
That's what it
going
looks
on
like.
here?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's getting caught in the back.
Yeah. I think I'd rather have regular level 4. And does it say how much the price is on this stuff? Add one to cart. $489. So for $599 you can, or 500 something less bucks, you can get 2 Spartan Armor Hercules plates, which there's a link in the description, guys. All right, go check them out. All right, and you can get 2 of those for, basically $100 more than one of these, and you'll get better. They don't weigh but like half a pound or a pound more, and you'll get better protection, which is RF3 protection. Yeah, it kind of is what it is. So this says it has an integral trauma pad. I wonder if that looks like that might be what's catching the bullets there. I don't know. Now, I have seen on steel armor, looks like bullets go in, but they don't go all the way through the steel, and they're like trapped in a hole that they created in the steel. I've seen that before. Um, and that could be what's happening here. I don't know. I don't know that I'd trust it. What do you guys think? Would you trust that?
Yeah, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm having to trust it.
Yeah.
Just get
All
level
right.
4.
There's a ceramic base with alumina in it called alumina that is in some armor, okay, but it is not aluminum armor per se. Yep. Less brittle than aluminum, higher melting point too. There you go. Kimber 22 LR slide makes 10 millimeter frame into a great 22. There you go. How you doing, Dan O'Neill? Tell me about your scars. Well, I got this one from a mini bike accident. Got another one from falling down the stairs. That's about it. All right. Good luck, Montana Musings. Go check them out. I respect the 270, but I'll take a 30-06 over it easily. Prefer the 270 Wisdom as well. There you go. Okay. All right.
Sent you the invite, hopeful. You're not on.
Yep. All you got to do is have a cell phone. I'm not going to make you get lights and microphones and stuff like that.
That's all I'm using is a cell phone that's spaced too far away from me.
Well, that's okay. We don't have to.
I'm using one that's too close.
Yeah, we don't have to be too close to your pretty face there, Pat.
Well, I mean, I trimmed my nose hairs earlier. I really could have it closer.
Oh, you did that once this year?
Oh no, I have to. Advice to anybody that's never trimmed their nose hairs: just don't start, because once they get long, it starts getting on your nerves.
Yeah. Brown bear tag this year. Yes, I have one. I have not had one. Dude, hunting season's over here, Martin. Hunting season's over. This is like, this is like what January is in the South, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still right here. I'm in the South, and we ain't even started yet.
Yeah.
Well, actually, freaking North Carolina, they're already over there killing with rifle. I can't touch anything with rifle until mid to late November.
Oh, that's crazy. I know in Georgia it was about this time every year, a little bit later maybe for deer season for a rifle opening up. So yeah, my hunting season was over the moment I shot that moose. So a big old boy.
My deer tag is for Saturday, so I'm going up Friday.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Is it any deer, doe, or buck, or?
It was a buck, mule deer.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck on that one.
I know what gun you're taking. You're taking your 300 Weatherby, aren't you?
Nah.
257 Weatherby?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. What do you got that loaded with? A bullet.
101 grain Barnes LRX.
That's my boy right there. That's my boy.
Going 3,800.
So you know how Barnes bullets lose their pedals when they go too fast? That's what's going to happen. It's going to lose its pedals. Don't let it.
These FTX above me, that's what they do.
Yeah, but Barnes, you have to get going about 3,200 feet per second before it does that.
Oh, 1,900 feet per second. These things lose pedals.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you tried the new FTX copper, all copper monoflex or whatever they call it?
I need to find more of them. All I can ever find is the 325s. I shot a pig with a 325 last year, and that 325 just came freaking apart. I actually made a video about it, and I simulated the same thing in ballistic gel. But the 250, I'd like to try it, and I'm just not. You don't find them around here. I need to order them.
Yeah, the 250 is all copper monolithic bullet, so I'm thinking it would perform a lot better for you in pigs.
Yeah, but no, that 325 right there, the FTX, there's 100 rounds of it up there, and it's almost like it kills it too freaking dead. It's a nightmare if you're trying to eat the meat.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I
one thing
neck
about
shot the hog. And it wound up, coming through on the one side. But then this whole side, I had to cut a whole bunch off the shoulder. It was just bloodshot. There were little petals everywhere, little pieces of lead. It was bad.
Oh man, that stinks. That stinks a lot.
But then again, I knew that I was going to barbecue this shoulder first and then, freeze this one, the one that was my leading edge of the shot. And I barbecued that one, turned it into some real good pulled pork. But I did my troublesome one first and saved the good one for later.
Yep. David Walcott wants to know, doesn't most tampons have some chemicals in them? I don't know. Ask a Democrat. Anyway, David Walcott also, how difficult is it to acquire a deer elk tag? Here, most deer is right over the counter. And it's just a walk up over the counter. But elk, it's pretty exclusive draw. What's difficult about the elk is not necessarily getting the tag. If you put it in for a couple of years, you're going to get it. It's climbing the mountains of the Kodiak Island to get one, and getting the airfare down there and getting to the right spot. By the time you pay all that, it's $10,000-$15,000. So that's what's difficult here. But getting a deer tag here for Sitka black-tailed deer is not, it's over the counter. Let's go. But kind of is what it is. What do you think?
Sitka, mentioning Sitka here, Sitka is an invasive species in Tennessee. So there was actually an old fella, and he had some Sitka deer as a pet. And these Sitka deer started getting out, and he couldn't contain them. So I actually spoke to a wildlife officer, and he said they're nothing but a dog. You can kill them year-round on site. So no hunting license. You don't have to phone it in. You don't have to check it in. Kill it on site here.
Whitetail is like that here because they've had some starting to come through the border with Canada into Unit 12 and Unit 13, and they are shoot on site, but you do have to take the carcass to the Department of Fish and Game, whitetail or mule deer, because they want to make sure there's no chronic wasting disease.
Yeah, no, Sitka here, and this is one county down. And then there's actually, I'm not going to give too many details because I have people that watch me online, but there is a property and they're kind of protected there. So the population will actually start booming. And it's not a governing agent that's protecting it, it's the property owner. So we'll start seeing more blacktail around here. And to me, it's cool because, hey, as long as they're not harboring any type of ringworm or the weevils or whatever, I'll kill them year round. Fresh venison.
Yeah. So there is a difference between Sitka deer and Sitka blacktail deer. There's like that foreign species that's Sitka deer. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I have not made the determination between the two of them, but any of them here that you see, kill on site.
Yeah. So Sitka blacktail are they look like a small mule deer is what they are. They're pretty small. So
let me.
Yeah, but then there's also the Sika deer. There's the Sitka and the Sika deer. That's how it is. Let me share my screen again here. Share screen. Here we go.
But yeah, when it says smaller, stockier, and shorter face, I actually had a buck that was on the property I was hunting last year, and I call him dog leg because he's just a little old short thing.
Did he have more black up in his face like this one here?
Yeah, and his antlers were just straight back, no fort. And I just kept letting him walk, which it completely sucked. I bet I'll let him walk 17 times. If I don't say 17, it's probably 34.
So these Sika deer here are kind of like a follow or whatever. They have these straight up horns, antlers back. These are an exotic animal that's imported, and this is a Sitka blacktail here. As you can see, it's much more akin to a whitetail than this. Like this looks like a mini elk. They're both pretty small. Do you know which one it was? Because these have been imported in the South and have issues like that. But I don't
No,
think.
it didn't have those white spots on him, but he
Okay.
was dog-legged. He had just little short legs on him.
Oh yeah, these Sitka deer are pretty short legs. But
But
I've seen Sitka deer in the zoo where they're fed all the time, and they were like bigger than caribou. I mean, they just ate all the time. But you know, here's one where maybe you can see the legs. Yeah, they're pretty short legs.
yeah, but see, I kept seeing him, and I just wasn't going to shoot him. You sit there looking at him, and now now knowing that they're fresh venison on site with no license, no worrying about it. I wouldn't mind some fresh backstrap, but I just didn't want to shoot him because I didn't want to waste a bug tag on him. Because
heard
it's one of
that.
those deals of once you're educated on what it actually is, okay, kill it. But
Yeah. So this right here is a good example. This would be a B and C Sitka blacktail right here. That's like a third year whitetail or whatever as far as rack size is concerned. But Sitka blacktail, this would be a Boone and Crockett trophy or Pope and Young trophy right there. Even though that wouldn't come close to making the whitetail Pope and Young. They're a much smaller rack deer too. Like if I saw a buck like this, Sitka blacktail, I would need to shoot it on sight because that anybody else is going to shoot it, kind of thing like that. So
yeah, no,
if you
I kept seeing him, and he was, he had kind of, I don't know. You look at a young buck, a young whitetail, and the body's kind of square-ish. He did have a little bit of droop in his belly, but the legs just weren't there. So I kept letting him walk, and freaking, I mean, he was the one that just kept on walking by. And so I just throw the rifle up on him and look at him, and nope, I got several pictures of him. I actually put him on Instagram as one of those ones that I let pass.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up now. All right, reloading. Will everybody talk about how difficult it is to acquire a deer or elk tag there? How many times you got to get drawn? What kind of tags are there available? All that kind of stuff.
Well, there's no whitetail deer in Utah, only mule deer. No blacktail or Sitka. There's so many hunters in Utah that you have to draw out for deer now. You can still do over the counter for a general bull elk or a spike elk. And then all the limit entry stuff, depending on the area, it could take a lot of points, a lot of putting in for. But I mean, there's some of the best hunting in Utah and some of the worst. The limit entries are really good, but it takes forever to get them.
What's the hardest species to get there?
Ooh. Moose.
Moose.
There's not a lot of moose in Utah. It's a once in a lifetime tag.
Well, I know how you can solve that. So
come to Alaska.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah. Let's see. I'm not finding it, Pat. Can you find it and share your screen, Pat, on Instagram?
Well, I don't have the phone that's recording is on. That's the one that has the Instagram. This one's my other. I got a work phone, so I've got so much social media. I actually have to have two phones. But well, no, I could probably here. Let me go back. So it's
I'm pulling it up. I want to see this.
I know that way back when it was kind of a pinkish purple sky, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But you'd have to go back a year ago. Yeah. Which I post a bunch.
Yeah, I get it. I see a picture of you here, but I can't find your profile.
Yeah, let me go back. So while I'm going back, let's talk about current happenings.
All right.
So I'm seeing the complete makings of an ammo shortage. And I'm going to tell you guys, the gun community is its own worst enemy. Every time there's a run on ammo, it's based off of complete hysteria. And all we ever do is shoot ourselves in the foot, quite figuratively. because once you show that you'll pay X amount for it, it doesn't drop. So with all of this news right now with Lake City and all the news about the Hornady plant, which was actually a minor explosion, everybody's making a run on ammo. Local store told me that Saturday morning, there was a guy standing at the door waiting before opening to buy the last of the 5.56 ammo. And then I've had some people chiming in on a video that I just made, and they've said a couple things about, they just got an email about an ammo sale. They went to it and it was all sold out. And then another store that I spoke to said that they were on a 2-case limit. A case is typically 1,000, 1,200 rounds. These 2-case limits were 500 round cases. So literally they're splitting the cases and limiting it. So what we need to understand is you need to buy it cheap, stack it deep, buy it when times are good, and stop doing this panic buying, because all we're doing is literally screwing each other.
Yeah, pretty much well said. I don't think this current ammo crisis we're about to get into is going to be as deep or bad as the one we were kind of getting out of from the pandemic of 2020. I don't think it is, because the only thing that's really affected is 5.56. I think that now that that what happened in 2020 was bad too. That whatever was affected was then it would started affecting more things and more things. They got behind and behind and behind because they couldn't keep up with 9mm and 223, and then all of a sudden there was no hunting ammo on the shelf and blah 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 blah. Right? And so I think this one's not going to be as bad because only 5.56 is affected. Now that being said, I did go panic buy about 1,300 bullets for reloading last night. So, and I'm going to be honest with you, you can't find 62 grain full metal jackets anywhere right now. They're hard to find unless you want to buy the 5,000 or 6,000 round bullet case. Excuse me, bullet, not round. So that's that. All right. Let's see.
Hey Chuck,
So
I hate to stop you. I gotta get my kids to bed, but it's good to be on.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly have to go too. Pretty good. We'll end with this David Wilcott fun fact. Did you know that the largest killer of moose in Alaska is the orca whale? This is actually true. It's one of
really, I guess they grab them when they come down for water.
Yeah, a moose can swim 12 feet underwater, and they go
Gotcha.
they go down there and eat plants off the ocean floor in all the little groves and stuff. All right, guys, take care. God bless. Take care. We'll see you at the range. All right. Let's see. David Thompson's good to see you. And then let's see. You think it's 5.56 is really the man, but will never go down. Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. Well, make sure you subscribe to Reloading Weatherby and Pat RMG. Check out our MeWe page. Don't forget your shout out comply / TriStar Trading shirts. Link in the description. God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range.